I'm David Reed with Dial the Gate. I'm here with Mr. Bryan Harris from Alberta, Canada. Hello, sir.
Calgary, Alberta.
Calgary. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I am blown away by your work, and I wanted to feature it on my show, if at all possible.
That's lovely.
So, are you a woodworker? What do you do?
I'm actually a die maker.
A die maker.
Yeah. Now we produce different dies, different out of brass or out of wood and steel. It's just, but the likes of this is my hobby. The whole concept of Stargate, you know, it just grabs me, you know, and ever since the show started, it was something for me.
Absolutely.
Doing what I do, applying my trade to, I could do something like this.
So you learned this as a profession, then applied it to Stargate, what I'm about to show?
Yes, you bet. Yep.
So this blew my head off.
This is the Coverstones.
He's ahead of me. So the first thing that I saw last night at the live auction for GateCon, the second live auction, is this piece. I left the room when this went out to be purchased, because if it hadn't, the guy who bought it and I would have had a bidding war on it and I would have won. But I left the room and I missed it. This is why I said, please put the stuff out beforehand so we can see it and, you know, have an idea of, oh, I want to be there to bid on that. I didn't know this existed until after it was sold. Check this out. Underneath the Coverstone is the Milky Way Stargate. And the Coverstone here, you have this beautiful pattern. It's almost like the inside of like a sunflower, almost the texture. And then here, we'll come back to all this. And then here inside of that is a die-cast metal Stargate.
Yep.
The detail of which I have only seen in the Legends memorabilia replica that was produced a number of years ago, along with a scale replica of the Eye of Ra pendant. And this can actually go like this. Is there a specific groove for it?
I can help you.
Please help me. Wow, it's so subtle, I can't even tell that it's there. And so you've got the front of the gate matched here, and the back of the gate matched in the bottom. And then on the back of that,
So the concept behind this, for me, was inside of this Coverstone.
yes,
We have
a gateway to another world.
on the inside of the top of the lid, we have the Stargate in reverse.
Yes. Oh, so it's literally an invert.
It's an invert.
Okay.
So
Inversion. Yeah.
what my belief was that when this gate has been sitting for however many hundreds, thousands of years, the gate opened and shut down, and opened and shut down.
They were trying to dial. Yeah.
So what it did was it burnt in.
The heat from the.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and that's reflective of front and
So
back.
this
of the
would
gate.
have. So you think this is what a good idea of what the Coverstone underneath may have looked like?
That was my interpretation.
Wow. And then on the back here, just look at that.
All the system loads.
You've got all this. You've got Anubis. I mean, you've got pretty much everybody there.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And some of the renegades, I think, too. So this is just exquisite work, and you can display it. I'd love to have one for one of my set pieces in the back of my studio here when we do Dial the Gate. But the amount of detail that you've put into this whole thing is just mind-boggling. How long did it take to create a piece like this?
Well, when I was checking out the blueprints for the Coverstone,
Right.
and I blew it up, and basically computer, blue screen, and all the blue lines and so on, and was to just copy them all down and then place it over top of the screen. Make sure I got them all in there, all right, all same distance, and that's how I came up with the Coverstone.
And so a computer just carved this out of the wood.
Basically, the laser. Yeah, when I sent it down to the laser.
You can see that. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. And it gives it a lived effect. This is such an impressive idea. Then on top of that, that was SG1. We have individual stands as well. This one is SGA. You got Atlantis on one side, and then the Pegasus logo on the other side. So the SG1 is gold. Am I right about that?
That's correct.
Okay. And
Gold
this
plate, yeah.
gold plate, and then Atlantis is
A nickel plate.
a nickel plating. The Atlantis back of the Atlantis gate is identical to the SG1 Stargate. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
All right. And then, perhaps my favorite Stargate, the SGU Stargate, which was
That was a favorite of mine.
favorite of mine as well. Fundamentally redesigned for that film, for those 2 seasons of television, and he's gone ahead and correctly reproduced the backside of the 1.0 gate as well, which is what this was. It was its own design, to the point where it just spun by itself. There was a little movie magic involved in that as well. And this is made of
That's Cast-Pewter
Cast-Pewter
with a brass oxidization.
with a brass oxidization. So do you have these made, or do you?
I do. What I did was I machined the original pieces out of engraver's brass on my CNC mill, and then I sent those pieces down to a company in Los Angeles and North Hollywood, and they reproduced them for me in Cast-Pewter.
Boy, oh boy. These are just exquisite. Now tell me about these.
I had them make these for me from the original pieces again, pieces that I had sent down there for them to cast, and it was just one of those things where do this for me, and it sat in the drawer for years. And there was only 5 of each one of those.
Of these.
That's the SG1
Yes.
and then Atlantis.
Oh, you got the Atlantis one as well with the ancient.
Yeah.
Is this specific ancient writing?
Yes, it is.
What does it translate to? Because it's font transposition.
This is all Wraith in the
Oh,
background.
look at that! It is the Wraith.
Yeah, that's Wraith in the background.
Oh, you got the Egyptian hieroglyphics in gold, and then you got the Wraith in the background, and then the
And
ancient
then
on top of
ancient,
it.
That's all the characters of the names of the characters of the show.
Oh wow, it's the characters. How creative.
Now there is a story behind this, but don't ask me what it is now.
Okay. A fan can probably do font transposition and decode it if they're really
Possibly, yeah.
expert enough at it. And you did the same with the wooden. You got some wooden
Yeah,
Stargates here as well.
The solid maple.
Maple.
Yeah. Yeah. Solid maple. 3/4 inch.
It's an SGU. You know, so few fans. Well, when I don't really want to talk bad about the higher ups, but the SG1 gate is repeated again and again and again. You got 3 different gates with 3 different styles. When you're doing an SGA or SGU, full content for the correct gate, like this gentleman has. This is an SGU design, so this is just spectacular. And then I just saw. Go ahead.
No, when I first started, it was at one of the Comic-Cons in Calgary, and RDA was going to be there. So I reproduced 6 boxes, and actually it was the 7th box I reproduced, and I took them to the show. And Paul Brown was
Legends.
Yeah, was right there with Richard. And when I pulled my boxes out of the bag, Paul's eyes lit up, and I said, "This one is for Richard, and this one is for charity, for Sea Shepherd.
Yeah.
So he loved that concept, and since then we had a very nice relationship, Paul and I, and we produce some certain boxes. Richard has 2 of his boxes on his desk at home. One box that I don't think anybody's ever seen. It's all CN machined and laser, and they're lovely pieces.
They're all absolutely amazing. I just saw this Replicator necklace. Is this gold plated?
That's gold plated too.
Absolutely exquisite. The craftsmanship that goes into things like this. So, have you ever talked about speaking to MGM about doing like an official like release for them? Okay. You just wanted to keep it as a hobby?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Amanda Tapping has one of my boxes
Okay.
on her desk also, along with David Hewlett.
Hewlett's great. Destiny earrings and a necklace on offer, as well as a number of other pieces here that we're gonna show as well in the B-roll. What does Stargate mean to you, Bryan?
Years of enjoyment, laughter. There's actually on the one box that Richard has, I put a little something inside, a little trinket inside, and I don't think he's ever found it. Unless you pull it out and pull it apart, you won't know it's there. And it's a little SGA emblem made out of machine brass, and under that is a little note which says, "Thank you, Richard, for all the years of laughter." And I don't think he's found it yet. And I won't tell him it's there until somebody actually does take it apart.
Exactly. Absolutely. And what a great message. I cannot wait to incorporate some of your work into my set for Dial the Gates. I'd love to talk to you about that. But is your work available online?
Not right now, but I certainly intend on it being.
Okay. Well, will you come to us and let us know when you put up a storefront on Etsy or so, and start having some of these pieces published? Because if I want one, at least 200 fans behind me will want something. So you're going to have to start taking pre-orders once you put that up there, because this is exquisite craftsmanship, and you have done yourself very proud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bryan, for joining me on my show, and all the best to you.
Very much appreciated.
We'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.